Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing today, my millionaire makers? Before we even get started, let me introduce myself. I am Tina Greer. I am the owner, CEO, and owner of Greer Business Solutions, where we work with small women business owners in the procurement process, teaching them how to find, bid, and win government contracts. So it's all about training and development and positioning your company to be successful in this GovCon industry. So I wanted to come in today on the various platforms that we are representing today. We are representing the Training Hub for Women Government Contractors. That's on the Facebook group, as well as my business page, Greer Business Solutions, as well as my YouTube channel, listed as the Tina Greer Show. So I want to make sure if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. But let us get started with today's topic, which is price submission. So I hope that rings a bell to you, especially if you're new to government contracting. And you're trying to figure out, well, how do I price this? How do I let the government know that I can do the work and here is my price? So I wanted to touch on today price submission because it's very important that you get it right. A lot of people struggle with bidding on government contracts, not understanding how to put the bid together and also how to price effectively, meaning that you incorporate not just the cost of the goods, but also your profit targets in there as well. So that is very important. So even when you have completed that process, you want to know how to submit your bid as it relates to the pricing. And that is what I wanted to talk about in today's training. So, for example, let's discuss the price submission template. So, when you have a solicitation, a request for quote, RFQ, request for proposal, RFP, one of those documents. And sometimes in those documents, especially when it's a RFP, request for proposal, you will have information in regards to a pricing template, meaning that the government agency wants you to populate their template with your numbers, with your pricing. So it's very important that you understand the dynamics of that document, that attachment, that's part of the solicitation package, and then that you adhere to how they want the information presented. So we're going to start off today talking about the templates. Depending upon the type of contract that you will be awarded and that they are going to be evaluating, will determine the type of template that you are to populate. Now, keep in mind, when you download a solicitation document, it's more than likely going to be a PDF. And sometimes if you look out, the attachments, the pricing templates will be in Excel format. So that's going to make it easier for you to take your numbers and put them into the template and let them, and of course, make sure the formulas are correct and that it adds correctly. Now, there is sometimes when they do provide just a straight PDF document, put it all together with the solicitation, and therefore you have to kind of recreate that template so you can easily work in it and while you're working in your internal documents, which should be Excel, because we're talking about pricing right now, and that is something that I do teach in my programs. So it's very important that you stick to the script, if you will, meaning that however they laid out that template is how you are going to submit the response, your response to what they are asking for, which is very important. So I'm hoping that you guys are getting this information because, again, this information can save the day and save time and frustration, because now you understand what you have to do. One of the things, let me know if you're where you're chiming in from, because I want to make sure, because I just went right into it. I want to make sure that you guys are hearing me okay and that you are getting the information. So feel free to just type yes or hello in the comments below, because I want to make sure that everybody is hearing me fine. Again, I am streaming in various locations today. Thank you so much. I am streaming live in various locations today. And I want to make sure that you understand, because the reason why I wanted to talk about this topic today is because a lot of people have, I guess they have it's challenging to them. They get something that they really quite don't understand, the price submission piece. And I wanted to go over some nuances of what you are to do as a bidder, as the government contractor. Thank you so much for the comment. As the government contractor, so it can make it, the process easier for you. So again, we talked about templates. So sometimes the solicitation will already have a template in with the packet, which is great. But when they do not, you need to already have a generic template made up for yourself. A generic template which is attached to your price model. And again, your price model is where you are working up your numbers, where you are putting in your quotes, putting in your indirect costs, putting in your profit or fee, how much money you want to make off of this job. You are working up your numbers. And then you're going to take that information, that detailed information, and transfer it over to the pricing template. If you guys understand what I'm saying, just type yes in the comment, because I want to make sure that you understand. And one of the things that I do in my coaching programs is teach you how to develop your pricing model so you can work on multiple projects at any given time. So that's very important to have a system in place. So when you see an opportunity that you know you qualify for, that you know you have the expertise for, you have the staffing for, and so forth, or you have subcontractors you can pull in or consultants you can pull in, that you work up this information in your internal pricing model first before you transfer it over to the government's template. All right. So again, that is part of your pricing submission. One of the things I also wanted to touch bases with in regards to pricing submission is to follow the instructions. In the solicitation document itself, that RFP, there would be a section titled instructions. And sometimes on a standard RFP, it's going to be listed in section L for instructions for offerers. Now, it's important that you read and adhere to what they are asking you to provide and how they want to see the information. So, for example, in relations to pricing, if they want to see how you came about your numbers, they want to see formulas, then you want to make sure that when you submit your documents, that you show that in Excel, show the formulas, in your spreadsheet that you are providing to them, because they want to know, how did you come up with those numbers? That might be listed as a requirement in the instruction section. So I want to make sure that you guys get that. Okay, so I have a question. Let's see here. Can you explain how to provide service, like if I see transportation bid and I want to provide the bus for the contract, and will be okay if I use any transportation company? Okay, okay. So basically, what you would do, I see Facebook user. If you give StreamYard permission, and I can see your name and address you directly. So all I see right now is uh, Facebook user. So hi, Facebook user. I don't know if you who you are, but you have to give StreamYard permission. Now, okay, so I will address your question. So if you see an opportunity, a transportation bid, and you want to provide buses, so for the contract, will it be okay to use any transportation company? What you want to do is make sure that you understand the requirements in that scope of work, and then from that, oh, Venice. Oh, Venice. Okay, Venice. No problem. Okay, so you want to make sure you read over the requirements for the scope of work as it relates to that bus that you want to secure. So what you're going to do is, if you may not be the owner of a bus, but you have access to a bus company. So you want to make sure that you adhere to the requirements as set um, as set forth in the solicitation in order to make sure that that bus meets the standard requirements for transportation. And then what you would do is just get a quote from a transportation company. Explain to them what you're doing and that you want to utilize their services and so forth in a contract to bid on a contract. So you're going to converse with them, have them give you a quote, and then also, I would encourage you to get several quotes. And then you would just pick the best quote that you want to incorporate into your proposal for government submission. Hopefully that's the quick and dirty in a nutshell. So you can do that. All right. You don't have to give me permission. You have to give StreamYard permission. Let me clarify. StreamYard. Then that's just a process through Facebook. But if not, you'll just be the Facebook user. So I'm glad, Venice, that hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. Hopefully that my response helps you. So uh, good luck on your bid. All right. So also, let me go back into the requirements, those instructions that are listed in section L of the solicitation. Remember, you have to be follow the rules, okay? Follow the instructions on how they have you to lay out the pricing information. If they ask for you to show your formulas, then you should show your formulas. Don't submit a PDF document when they're asking for an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so keep that in mind. If they're not requesting you to show your formulas and they have a template that you are to fill out, let's say it's just a Word document, and that you are to put your final pricing numbers in there, then that is what you would do. So the rule of thumb here is to make sure that you read the instructions of how they want you to present the pricing submission, because keep in mind, it's important to follow the rules and be compliant, because when they evaluate your proposal, they're not only evaluating yours, but they may be evaluating hundreds of other proposals, and they want them to look just the same. So it's important that you adhere to the instructions, the requirements. And besides, you don't want to get kicked out after you've done all that hard work and you say, well, I'm not going to do what they say. I'm going to do it my own way. And then they just kick you out because you are non compliant. And then again, what happens? All that labor, time, energy, and so forth that you spent on putting the proposal together, it's not going to even be looked at because you didn't follow the rules. You didn't follow the instructions. All right. So that is very, very important. So, especially what I want to add also let's talk about requests for quotes for small contracts and so forth. And being a small business owner, maybe you have they are asking for a quote. Give me a final price of what is it going to cost to do this type of work. So what you want to do is to take all the numbers that you've worked up and they want just to see a grand total, then you would provide them just the grand total on the submission paperwork. All right, the submission documents. So again, it's very important that you create file folders for your internal work because you want to work up every project that you have. And if there was ever a question of how you came about your numbers and so forth, or you want to revisit a quote from a sub, you have all of that information um, uh, filed in your electronic folders on your hard drive or so forth. But you have that information where you can go back and review how you came about your final numbers. So that's important. So we got a response here. So I can take that quote and the numbers in that bid as you're explaining. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, they take the quote and the numbers in that bit as you're explaining. I'm not exactly sure on what part um, uh, you're talking about. Let's see here. Take the quote and the numbers in that bit as you're explaining. Okay. I'm hoping that what I think I know what you're saying is to transfer the information that you've worked up, your numbers, yeah, your pricing and so forth. And you got your quote from the transportation company, you've added your markup and all that good stuff. And then that is what that final number, you've added your markup, your fees, your profit, and that final number is what you're going to give and what you would put into the proposal, that final price. That will be your grand total. So again, make sure that you incorporate per the scope of work everything that has a dollar value to it, to make sure that you are covering all of your costs. All of your costs. I cannot express that enough. In addition to the profit, your markups and so forth, into that final number for price submission. All right. So again, if you have questions, you want to learn exactly the process and so forth, feel free to reach out to me. You can schedule a call with me and we can talk about how I can assist you in moving forward and understanding how to put together your price submission. I do have coaching programs to help, as well as business strategy sessions we can do in regards to working together to develop your pricing infrastructure. So that is the link to schedule a call with me so we can see the best way to assist you. All right. Make sure I get all the. How do you put profit in? Okay, so that is a more detailed question. Let me see. That's a more detailed question, and that's part of developing your pricing infrastructure. So that is something that we can definitely schedule a consult for, and we can go and look at your pricing in particular to give you the best information. But what I wanted to do today was to give you a general idea of the components of what you need to consider when you are putting together your price submission. Again, there is a lot of moving components, but you want to make sure that you capture everything and also be compliant on how they want you to submit your pricing, your final totals for that contract opportunity. Okay. Very, very important. Now, again, I hope this information has been helpful to you as you are navigating through this procurement process and understanding the language, understanding what the government is asking for in a solicitation, and also understanding how to put your pricing together. Again, if you are struggling, have questions, I am here to help you. And that is what I do when I work with my clients. So the first thing you can do is to connect with me and let's have a conversation to see how I can best assist you. Oh, wow. Thank you. I am so glad that I am helping you today. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So, guys, thank you so much for coming in my live today. Again, this is my link to connect with me, and then feel free to schedule a call with me. And I look forward to assisting you as you grow and learn more in your journey to obtain your first contract or your second, third, or fifth contract. It doesn't matter. I am here to help you guys. Again, my name is Tina Greer of Greer Business Solutions, and I look forward to helping you. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.